What is cracking, everybody? It is Justin Howlett, and I am back here today with another What If video. This time, it's a very different What If than what I'm doing. Now, a lot of you people know that I am a very big anime / Dragon Ball Z fan. But I'm also a fan of Marvel Comics as well. This is not what if Dragon Ball was in the Marvel MC universe or was in Marvel and how they would interact and what they would do. No, this is very, very different. This is something that would drastically change a lot of the Dragon Ball universe with just a couple of additions to the main cast. This what if scenario is basically called what if Wolverine was in the Dragon Ball universe. Now, the thing that I need for you to focus on is that this is not this is going to be very, very different to what other what ifs are out there, basically. For me, this is something I've been working on for a while now, to think about the right things to say and to get the right motivation and to get what I believe would happen in the Dragon Ball universe with staying true to what it is, but also keeping Wolverine true to his character. Now, the thing is, the thing I have set, the bar I've set is Wolverine's origin stories have to remain the same. Like, some facility uses him, like he was once a man who was just looking to make his way in the world, but then was kidnapped by this facility, and by a certain facility, and was used as a living, breathing weapon, but somehow escaped. And basically, how this would change his life and how he would do better. So what we're going to do is paint a scenario where Wolverine is in the Dragon Ball universe. Now, I said a few characters, which meant I'm going to be adding in different characters. Now, there are going to be references to Marvel and X-Men lore. Now, the other characters that I'm going to add into the story are basically Sabretooth, because you got to have Sabretooth if you're going to have Wolverine. Raven Darkholme, Mystique, and an OC of mine. Now, what I'm going to do is for Sabretooth is keep his character basically the same, because he's Wolverine's rival and that's who he is, but we're going to change him over time. Raven Darkholme, she's going to be the love interest for Logan. Now, basically, how this is going to work is she's not going to be any mutant. She's not going to have any power. She's going to be a regular, normal human being that is in love with Logan. Now, the OC that I'm going to add is myself, Justin Howlett. Basically, my OC is going to be Wolverine's son, essentially. But this what if scenario is going to have multiple parts, and it's going to be very different than what I've done over the past few months. So, let's get right down to it. On what if Wolverine was in Dragon Ball. Now, our story begins with Logan. Now, our story begins from the Red Ribbon Army saga in the original Dragon Ball anime. Yes, that's right. It's going to be the Red Ribbon Army instead of Weapon X. Keeping true to Dragon Ball, but also paying a little bit of an homage or a tribute to what Weapon X was. Now, during Goku's whole, rampage on the Red Ribbon Army facility and what happens in the anime, I believe... So, they're all running through the facility. Bulma, Puar, Goku, and Yamcha. They're all running through when Goku come across as a guy in a tank. Strapped to wires, strapped to, cords and, tubes and, stuff in a tank. And And Goku sees this and is immediately, shocked to see what's going on. And this and Goku feels sympathetic towards the guy in a tank. So he decides to break him free. Bulma, Yamcha, Puar, and Oolong are having none of it. They do not want to set this guy free because what if this guy somehow attacks them? What if this guy, is still works for the Red Ribbon Army and he's just healing or something like that? Goku talks them down and basically tells them, we gotta set him free. So Goku breaks the tank glass. Logan wakes up. They all get into a fighting stance. Logan looks at them and basically asks, "Who are you?" "Hi, I'm Goku. This is Bulma. This is Puar, Oolong, and Yamcha. Who are you?" I don't know. I don't know." Logan then looks at the dog tags wrapped around his neck. It says Logan. "Well, Logan, come with us." So they escape with Logan in tow. Goku, of course, blows up the entire Red Ribbon Army facility that they're at, like he does in the anime, and they go off. During this time, Bulma, Yamcha, Puar, and Oolong have kept their guard up when it comes to Logan, but Logan hasn't done anything yet. Now the gang has kept on asking Logan, questions about who he is, what he was doing there, and what he remembers. Logan doesn't remember much. Logan doesn't remember anything, keeping true to Logan's character because Logan in the comics had lost his memories thanks to Weapon X. So now, in this universe, he lost his memories due to the Red Ribbon Army. So now... then Goku then tells... So Logan asks, what are they doing on their journey? Goku then tells them that they're searching for the Dragon Balls and trying to stop this menace known as Emperor Pilaf. Logan offers their help. Bulma and Yamcha are having none of it. They don't want his help. They think he's a liability. They think he's a threat. But Logan then tells them, let me do this to prove myself to you guys. You can keep an eye on me all you want, as long as you want, until I have earned your trust. Let me do this. Bulma and Yamcha think about it for a second. If they kept an eye on him, they could warn Goku about it if he tries to attack. Bulma and Chi-Chi then... God damn it, why am I keep saying Chi-Chi? Bulma and Yamcha then accept. Reluctantly. So, during the time, they gather the... So, now we go to the Emperor Pilaf story. So now, we keep it mostly close to the anime on how it what happens, with the added flair of Wolverine into the mix. Logan, of course, during that time had shown them his powers. The powers of a metal skeleton, claws that come between his knuckles. He has a healing factor. He has a heightened sense of hearing, a heightened sense of smell. He's basically a good tracker. And Yamcha likes that. Yamcha likes the fact that this guy is a tracker, very good tracker, and can help out whenever they need it. So then, of course, the whole Emperor Pilaf situation happens. And instead of Oolong wishing for panties, the wish is made for Logan. The wish on the dragon is for Logan to regain the memories of his past that he lost thanks to the Red Ribbon Army. The dragon grants it. And like that, it all comes back to Logan. Everything that he has forgotten comes back in a flash. He remembers his real name. So after the fight, he's very grateful to Goku and the gang. He tells them his real name is James Howlett, but since they've already gotten used to it, he'll take Logan as his name now. But he wants to keep the Howlett last name. They accept this, and then they go back to Master Roshi. Master Roshi is understandably, kind of hesitant to let Logan train with them, but he lets him train. So I'm going to also make give Logan another power. He can train as hard as the Saiyans and gain the same power strength as a Saiyan. Like, if he's beaten to a pulp but survives, he only gets stronger. I'm going to keep that for him, even though he's not a Saiyan. I'll keep that for him. Because I want Logan to be on par with a lot of different of these characters for dream matches or dream fights. So then we enter the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament. And I wouldn't change a thing except make one of the participants Logan. And make the match... change one of the participants of the main tournament to be Logan. Logan initially loses, and the rest of the tournament plays out the same. With Tien Shinhan winning the World Martial Arts Championship and then joining the team. Then we move on to the King Piccolo storyline. And honestly, I wouldn't change a thing. Just add the element of Wolverine to there. Just add a flair of Wolverine to there. Whatever you want to do, however you want to see it. Just add that element of Logan into that storyline, and you got yourself a pretty darn good story. So then, King Piccolo is defeated and all that. So the heroes, of course, in the original anime go their separate ways and start to train. Now, this is where my flair of what would happen, of what I think would happen. So there's a wrestling promotion that happens. There's a fighting promotion, or wrestling in my opinion, because everyone knows I'm a huge fan of wrestling, that begins in this anime. The International Wrestling Grand Prix, IWGP. That's a reference to the championship belts of New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, Logan decides to enter this tournament in order to train himself. In his rookie year, Logan enters the company, and he enters the company as a heavyweight. There's the heavyweight division and then the junior heavyweight division. That is important, and I will explain in another video later. So now, for Logan, he enters as a heavyweight, and in the debut year of IWGP, he already becomes a Grand Slam champion, winning the Never Openweight Championship belt, winning a Heavyweight Tag Team Championship belt, winning the Intercontinental Championship belt, cashing them all in to gain a spot in the G1 Climax, wins the tournament to earn himself a chance at the IWGP Heavyweight Championship belt, which he respectively wins, making him the most dominant fighter in the beginning of the company. So then the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament is about to take place, and IWGP officials have talked with the World Martial Arts Tournament Committee officials to allow Logan to defend his IWGP Heavyweight Championship in every match that it's contested in, that the champion is competing in the World Martial Arts Tournament. So now, not only is the World Martial Arts Championship on the line, but it also allows the IWGP Heavyweight Championship to be on the line. Logan is looking to become the very first undisputed fighting champion of the world. However, there's an element of surprise that happens. Sabretooth. I forgot to mention Sabretooth in the anime, in this version of Dragon Ball. So Sabretooth has been a thorn in the side of Logan and the Z Fighters, constantly appearing, trying to fight Logan, and always losing. Sometimes he'll gain the upper hand. So during the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament, he joined the Crane School, where Tien and Chaozu came from. Also joining forces with not only the Crane Master, but also teaming up with Mercenary Tao, or Tao Pai Pai if you prefer the Japanese anime, the Japanese dub. Sabretooth had put his differences aside with Logan and the Dragon Warriors to fight King Piccolo, and he went his separate way as well. So the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament will now feature fighters. The only difference to the main tournament I would make is get rid of Hero. I'd have Kami there, watching in the shadows. And I would get rid of Yamcha. Sorry, Yamcha, it's just not... Sorry, Yamcha, but I didn't like the Yamcha versus Hero match in the original Dragon Ball anime. It just didn't look right for me. So the main tournament matches are... The first round match is Mercenary Tao versus Tien Shinhan. Anonymous, which we all know is Chi-Chi versus Goku. Piccolo versus Krillin. And for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, Wolverine versus Sabretooth. The first three matches of the tournament remain the same. They keep them the same way. The fourth match is for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and Wolverine picks up the win, retaining for the first time in his first title defense, retaining the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. So now the semifinals: Goku versus Tien Shinhan in a rematch of the last tournament finals, and Piccolo and Wolverine for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. The first match of the semifinals remains relatively the same, Goku winning, exercising the demons of the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament. Now you have Wolverine versus Tien Shinhan instead of Wolverine versus Piccolo instead of Kami/Hero versus Piccolo. Now, Kami tries to interfere, but I keep the whole situation of Kami getting sucked into that little bottle that Piccolo has. But it's enough of a distraction for Piccolo to attack Wolverine and eliminate him from the tournament. Piccolo is now the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion. So it all comes down to this. Goku versus Piccolo for not only the World Martial Arts Championship, but for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Who is going to be the very first undisputed fighting champion of the world? Stays relatively the same. Goku winning, becoming the first undisputed fighting champion of the world. That is important. 5 minutes after winning the match, Goku relinquishes the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Wolverine asks why. Well, because I wanted to fight you. I didn't want to fight Piccolo for that undisputed fighting championship. I wanted to fight you, because I know that's what you wanted too. Logan nods his head in understanding. That is what he wanted. He wanted to fight He wanted to fight the man who saved his life, and prove that he could beat him. Piccolo ruined that chance. IWGP officials tried to hand Wolverine back the belt. Wolverine said, "No, I should win it again. They agree. So now the title is held up as vacant. The rest of the anime plays relatively the same, with Wolverine entering a new tournament in the International Wrestling Grand Prix, winning back the IWGP Heavyweight Championship for a second time. So Dragon Ball ends on a happy note, with Goku and Chi-Chi's wedding as well. And that is all for now. So, I will be back with part 2 of What If Wolverine was in Dragon Ball.